Hey, what's up?
What's up, Jason? Chilling, bro. Get any snow today? Or
What's that?
you get any snow?
A little bit, but nothing that like stuck.
Been like,
It was like super sunny. What about you?
I mean, I seen some like on the way to work, on the way back, but I didn't get like, yeah, it wouldn't stick either.
Yeah,
Just
nothing
hitting the
stuck.
side. Maybe this next storm will get us some though.
We'll see.
Shit. All right, so I started a a test. I think it's for the whole thing. I don't know.
All
I
right,
did
let's
like
see.
right now 5 answers or six. These ones they were pretty easy.
Okay,
So, all right, so I did seven, which I'm pretty confident they're all right.
cool. Well then, yeah, we'll just you do it, and then I'll check, or if you need me to explain, then I'll explain. But
Yeah, yeah. If I need help, I guess
yeah,
David made a scale drawing the triangle. He used a scale factor of 1/4 to draw the new triangle. How does each side of the triangle compare to its radius? I see some of these freaking questions they just like try to take tricky, so I'll have to read them a few times.
yeah.
So I think it's A, but
Yeah,
I could be
I think
wrong.
it's A as well. So the thing on this one, uh, the thing that jumps out to me is they tell you he used a scale factor of 1/4, and
Yeah.
that's smaller than 1. So anytime the scale factor, if you go from the original to the scale, and the scale factor is smaller than 1, it means the thing shrank. Uh, so each side of the new triangle is 1/4 the length of each side of the original. It means it's smaller. Um,
Yeah.
if it was like 4 times the length, then that means it would have gotten bigger. So
Okay.
yeah, it'd be the first one. I don't know where they do the 12. I don't know where they got that,
Well,
but
well, they just try to trick you,
yeah.
They throw some random things in there. All right, a recipe uses 3 eggs for every 8 cups of flour. What is the ratio of eggs to flour in the recipe? When the 8 to 3, that doesn't mean I mean that one's off, obviously, but
Yeah, that one's not right.
I would say it's the 3/8.
That's the right one, yeah. So with the top answer, 8 to 3, and the bottom answer, 8:3, those mean exactly
Yeah.
the same thing. So the order is what they're trying to like trick you with. Um, but since it says what is the ratio of eggs to flour, eggs has to come first. So if you're gonna do it sideways, eggs would be first, and then flour would be second. If you're doing it up and down, then eggs has to be on the top, flour has to be on the bottom, and so 3 eggs
So
on
if it
top.
was a instead of a 3/11 and it was 3/8, that'd be the same as the answer, right?
Yeah. So if it said 3 and then to 8, that would be the same thing as 3/8. That would be the same thing as 3:8. Yeah. Hmm.
All right. Let me see this one. Which is the scale? factor proportion for the reduction shown. Okay. This is just one, so it should be it'd be A, right?
Yep. It's got to match. So they did the original scenario with fraction, original height, original base. They did height on top, base on bottom. So in the new situation, you have to do height on top, base on bottom, and that's A.
Isn't there a time where it can be like original height and then reduction height underneath?
Uh-huh.
And then the other ones could be on the other side, right?
Yeah, so if it was original height and reduction height for the first fraction, then what would it have to be on the other one?
It'd be original base and the other and reduction base.
Yeah, so like in this answer, the things that have to match are the height on top, base on bottom. And then like on the left side it was all original. And on the right side it was all reduction, but still height on top, base on bottom. If you did it the other way, which was original height and reduction height, then instead of the original being the same on the left side, it's the height being the same on the left side. So that just means you have to you did original over reduction. So on the right side, it would also have to be original over reduction, except for both of them would be base. Yeah, you got it. That's why there's so much time. All right. Are there 20? That's
It's 20. If I'm correct, I believe it's 25. No, I checked. Once I see it, I got to.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I can go back. And...
Cool.
All right. Consider the reduction of the rectangle. So, all right. So this one I'd be dividing 16. Okay, I'm gonna just divide a. Maybe I'm doing it wrong, but I'll try to figure it out.
So what did you do first? Because I think I heard you say something, and I think it would have worked. What did you do first?
I was gonna divide 16 to try to turn it into 4.5, right?
Yeah.
But I think I have to know what it is.
So there's another way that you can do it, because you don't know the number that would turn it into 4.5, right? You don't know that number.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Yeah.
So then, watch. Just divide 16.8 by 4.5 in the calculator. What do you get?
The 3,732,333.
Okay, like write that down, and then just to check, that's the number that'll get you to the 4.5. So like 16.8 divided by 3.7 333333333. That's the number. That's the scale factor.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so now that you know the number to get you from the big one to the small one, now you can do it to the 2.3. You just got to type in all those decimals, or as many as you can.
So it's okay. Rounded to the nearest tenth. What is the value of the x? So when I okay, so I got to divide again. Yeah, because I'm shrinking it.
So you had the number 3.733333333. So to go from the 2.3 shrinking to the x, you divide it. So 2.3 divided by 3.7333333.
So it'd be B, right?
Yeah.
The nearest.
Yeah, the nearest tenth is just the one decimal place, and so the other one's not like 5 or more, so you don't round up. You just leave it. Okay.
3 hours and $13, which represents the unit rate. So it'd be A. One. Oh no, not wait, no. He made $15, so $15 an hour. Or wait,
I think so.
1 hour per
I think
five.
so.
1 hour per 5, right? Because he's making $5 an hour, so it would be the $5 per hour.
There we go. That last one.
1 hour per $5. Yeah, see, they can mess you up.
Yeah, because it kind of means the same thing, except for their. Yeah, it's the last one.
She counted 12 parrots of 20, which is an equivalent ratio of parrots to birds.
Do you know how to do this one?
Let me try to figure it out. Pet store giving the counted 12 parrots out of 20 birds, which is the equivalent ratio. Can I do like divide 20 by?
Well, it says which is an equivalent ratio of parrots to birds. So parrots first. You can figure out the ratio parrots to birds from the thing that they give you, 12 and 20. What's that number if you divide it? The parrots first, 12 divided by 20.
You gotta always do the first. Be 12 divided by 20.
And then see which one of those. Yeah, and then see which one of those gives you that.
It'll be D.
Yep.
I think the next, if this is the last one for this thing, the last
section.
one was the next course was some other. What was it? I forget.
Yeah, we'll see it. We'll see it.
Which is the scale, the proportion for the enlargement shown.
Okay, so how do you get? Oh, I see what it's doing.
I mean, I know the factor is 3, right?
Yeah, but it's asking how do you set up the thing. Well, how do you set it up then?
I would do see, I would think I'd have the x over the across from the 1.
Okay, so x matches with 1. So x first and then 1?
Yeah, and then 2 over 6.
Well, if you did x over 1, then it wouldn't be 2 over 6. It would be 6 over 2 because you did the x first.
You have to flip it, right? Yeah.
And that's, I mean, it doesn't have x first anyway for any of the answers, so.
Well, okay, so that's how you have to write it out if you were to do it.
Yeah. Like if you did the x first, then you could write your own, but that's not showing up on the answers. So whatever answer that would be, even though it's correct, that's not the way that they set it up. So you got to figure out the way they set it up.
So it would be A, right?
Yeah, because that's the one is for the small rectangle, the small side, and so the small side of the big rectangle or the big shape is the x. So the 1 over x, that's like matching up the small side with the small side. So then it's the big side with the big side. The 2 has to be on top and the 6 on bottom. Yeah. All the other ones, they mix it up.
It'd be 12, right?
Yep. That was an easy one. Just how do you
Yeah,
get
so
from
it's
one to
yeah.
the other and then do the same thing? Yeah.
The picture is photocopied by using a scale 2. Each side of the photocopy of the picture is it'd be A again, right?
Yep. Because
So
the scale factor is bigger than 1, so it has to mean it's getting bigger. Uh, so it's either got to be the first one or the second one. But if you're getting bigger, it's not you're not going to cut it in half. So yeah.
on Monday, the dairy barn sold 14 cones for every 6 sugar cones. On Tuesday, the dairy barn sold 7 cones for every 3 sugar cones. Which proportion can be used to affect the cone sales?
So now yeah, it's like a matching thing
B,
again.
right?
What's that?
Yeah, that's what I'm about. It would be B, right?
14 over 6, so
Over 6.
waffles over sugar, and then 7 over 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Waffles over sugar. Is it not loading? Hello? Can you hear me?
So go back to that one.
Oh, the Zoom call kind of stopped too.
Oh, okay, maybe that. Something's going. 100 words to 5 minutes. 5 minutes per 100 words.
Wait, you stopped sharing. It stopped sharing.
Oh, okay. I'll go back. Something happened.
There we go.
So this one you can add, I guess, it'd be 1 minute to 20 words, right?
See, that's the weird thing.
But they're trying to get you, mixed up. Because there's
Yeah,
a couple answers.
there's two answers that kind of mean the same thing, and it's the last two. But
But
so
I'm
this is
guessing
it.
that they want the rate like a table, right?
Yeah, but like so, the unit rate means there's like if you were to write it as a fraction, it means there would be a 1. That's the unit part 1, uh, and it should be on the bottom. So if you had 1 minute to 20 words, that's like writing the 1 on top and the 20 on bottom. So
So
that's
it'd be B,
not the unit.
NBC then.
Yeah. So 20 words per, and then they don't really say it, but it's per 1 minute. So the 1 would be on the bottom. That's how you know it's a unit rate, I think.
Okay.
Does that say 16? Can you hear me? Hello?
Yo.
Hey.
Oh, okay. Did it stop again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. That's weird. Like every problem, it's gonna. Well, we'll see.
Switch over.
The scale factor of 1/5 is used to make a reduction. What is the base of the original triangle? Do you know how to do that one?
No, I'm trying to figure it out.
Okay.
It gives you a hint in the wording, right?
Yeah.
The scale factor of 1/5 is used to make a reduction. What is the base of the original triangle? So
So the base of the original
it'd be
triangle.
25.
Huh?
Be 25?
I think so. Yeah, 25 divided by 5 equals 5. Yep. Because if it's a reduction, it's got to get smaller, and it got smaller by 5, or it
Yeah.
changed by 1/5. Yeah. All right, let's see if it freezes again. No, we're good.
Yeah.
Yep, we're good.
Okay. Evelyn wants to enlarge a photo that measures 3 inches by 5 inches. What is missing measurement in inches that Evelyn needs? The 3, no, 3, because the factor for the top is 3, right?
Right. So then you got to use that.
It'd be 9. It'd be 9, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do this one real fast.
Yeah.
What am I copying? $40?
Yep.
The scale drawing of a rectangle is made by using a scale factor 5/8. The original and the scale drawing are shown below.
Okay.
Which method can be used to find the dimension of the original triangle?
Oh, this one.
So I think it's the last one. I remember we did it
Yeah.
on one of the pre-tests, right?
I think you're right. Yep.
Because we couldn't, obviously it was like the first. But
Like if you're going from scale back to the original, you divide. If you're going from, and that's what, yeah. Perfect. I gotta do this.
This one real quick. $16.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Cost 80 cents.
Oh, I feel like we got this one before.
We've done this one too, yeah.
Which explains how to find a. Oh, actually, the question might be different.
At one farmer's market, bananas cost 80 cents per pound. At another farmer's market, bananas are sold in pound bags for $4.50, which explains how to find the better buy. Yeah, I think it is a little different. Because I think the other one was, I don't know.
I think the other one was which one was a better buy.
Yeah, you're right.
Um,
Which explains, divide $4.50 50 by 5. I'd say, well, I mean, let me try doing it. Yeah, I would say A, right?
Yep.
It's pretty self.
Company uses the table below to show customers the approximate amount of gas used when a car has been driven a certain number of miles. The car uses the same amount of gasoline each mile. How many gallons of gasoline would be needed to travel 430 miles? Okay.
I feel like we did this one too. Let me do this.
It's kind of a weird one, but we did one similar to it already. It was that problem where you said, like, yeah, I don't know how to get from the 16.8 to the 2.5.
Yeah. So I can I should freaking divide something into something, right?
Yeah. Try something and then see if that gives you the number to go from one to the other.
You 1075?
Hmm?
It's not 1075, right?
Oh, I see. Hold on.
I think I did it wrong, but that's the number that I got.
That's what I got. You got 40
How'd
though,
you do it?
right? I
got 40, yeah.
Yeah, I did 110 divided by 2.75 and that's 40. So to get from the 110 to the 275, you divide by 40. To get from 220, divide by 40, and that gives you 5.5. So then, yeah, you do the same thing. 430 divided by 40 gives you 10.75. Yeah.
Let's see how we did.
You did that one. That was
That one wasn't too hard.
No, that was pretty good.
I think I needed help on like the other ones before. I got something on it. Maybe one of the ones that I did before. I think I can check it.
Can you click on anything or no?
I'm trying to go back.
Oh, there you go.
Usually it lets you click on the actual test. So I guess that wasn't even clicking the full test there.
Finding the percent of a number. Okay. Percent of a number.
Okay,
Oh, you don't need to retake it, right? But you want to see what...
Oh, no, we're done. We're done, yeah. I just wanted to see which one I got wrong. But it must have been one of the 7 that I did first.
Well, if you do, can you see it? Like, do you want to?
I don't know. It usually tries, but I wanted to see which one it was. But I don't know why it doesn't let me
You
click.
can't click on it?
No.
So,
oh, well. It could have been one of those weird worded ones.
All right, so finding a percent of a number. Can I say some stuff about this?
Yeah.
All right. So when it said, like, find 5% of 52, like, this is maybe what it's going to ask you to do. 5% of 52, let's say 0.7, 52.7. So you don't, like, It's as if you're filling up. I don't even know. Like, you don't want the whole 52.7 whatever this is. Say there's like a bucket and it can only hold 52 apples, but you only want to fill up 5% of the bucket. That's the same thing as saying, okay, how many apples then is 5% of this bucket? That's bad, but
okay, I see what you're saying now.
uh,
But the bucket can contain the 52
yeah,
apples.
yeah. So it's like the 52.7. That's like 100% capacity. But we don't want 100% capacity. We only want 5% capacity of this 52.7. So the way that you do this, percents are always out of 100. So if it says 5%, that's the same thing as 5 divided by 100, which is always whenever you divide by 100, you can just take the decimal and move it over 2 places because there's 2 zeros. That's just like the shortcut. So you would get 1, 2, so there'd be a 0. That's where the decimal goes. So 5% is the same thing as 0.05. So if it says find 5% of this number, of means multiply. So we do multiplication and then 52.7. So 5% of 52.7, we're just multiplying. And then that would be 0.05 times 52.7. 2.635.
So that's 5% of 52.
Yeah, 5% of 52.7 is this much. So like, if you were taking a test and it was worth 52.7 points, but you only got 5% of them right, that means you only got 2.65 points on that whole test.
Okay.
But the way you do it is you convert the percent to a decimal by moving the decimal place over 2. So 0. So if it's like 50%, that's going to be just 0.5. If it's 88%, that's going to be just 0.88 and so forth. And then you multiply. I think another thing that they would ask is they would say 12 is what percent of 23. So then you kind of got to do it backwards, where 12 is like the answer that they're giving you, and you need to figure out this number. So the way that I would think of it is you can set up an equation. The 23 is like the 52.7. So I'm just going to actually write out the same exact stuff. So 23 goes there because it's the same idea as the 52.7. What percent? That's the part that I don't know. And then 12, that's like the answer. So I'm going to put the 12 over there. And then since the unknown, that's going to be the variable. And then I would just write 23 on the other side just so it looks like a regular equation. And then now I can solve this by dividing by 23, dividing by 23. So x equals 12 divided by 23, 52 or 0.5217 blah 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 blah. I'm just going to say 0.52. So 0.52. But it's asking what percent, not a decimal. The way you go from a percent to a decimal is just by moving the decimal over 2 to the left. Well, to go back to a percent, you move it over 2 to the right. And so the percent would be 52 point whatever percent. But 52% of 23 ends up being 12 something. It's weird. I think we should just go into the problems, but that's kind of the idea. The main thing is you go from a percent to a decimal by moving the decimal to the left 2, and then going from a decimal back to a percent, you move to the right 2. It gets weird when you have a percent that's actually is a decimal, but we'll get there when we get there. All right, let's do this one.
All right, let's try it out.
Okay. Each hour, the number of bacteria in Dr. Null's petri dish tripled. What percent is the population compared to the population the hour before? Well, Do you have any guesses on this?
So each hour the number of bacteria tripled. What percent is the population compared to the population the hour before? No, I mean I wouldn't know what to do with it, if I.
Yeah. So on this, whenever it doesn't give you any numbers, I think the easiest thing to do, because percents are always out of 100, is to pretend like you start out with 100. So like each hour, the number of bacteria in Null's petri dish triples. What percent is the population compared to the population the hour before? Well, if the population triples and he starts out with 100, how much does he end up with in the next hour if it triples?
200. Oh, it triples to 400, right? Or it'd be 300.
Yeah, because you're just multiplying by 3.
Okay, yeah.
So it would be the last one. That's a weird one. Maybe we'll get some more like that and we can better understand.
Go work them.
Yeah, like the little details of it, but it is the 300. Maria studied traffic trends in India. She found that the number of cars on the road increased by 10%. Okay. Increased by 10% each year. If there were 80 million cars in year 1 of her study, how many more cars were on the road in year 3 compared to year 2?
Okay, I didn't even see the year 3.
I think there might be a formula for this.
Is there any way to write it out? We can go share.
Yeah. Wait. Let me
What do you
write down
wanna
the
write out
information and then. So number of cars on the road increased by 10% each year. If there were 80 million cars, so with 80 million cars, year 1 of our study, how many more cars were on the road in year 3 compared to year 2? More cars in year 3 than year 2. All right, let me share. Okay. So this thing, it says increased by 10%.
Yeah.
So whenever it's increased by 10%, I'm going to say that's going to be 1.10, where you put a 1 in front of the decimal. Because there's a 10%,
okay.
But it's 10% more of what you had before. And you can kind of think of it as the 1. The 1 is what you had before. So like, if you multiply anything by 1, it stays the same thing. But if you want more, then you have to have a little bit more than 1. But that the I guess the shortcut rule to remember is if it says increase by some percent, you put 1 and then point and then whatever the percent is. So if this was like 5%, then it would be 1.05. If it was like 8%, it would be 1.08. If it was 52%, it would be 1.52. That's one thing. So year 1, she starts with 80 million. Year 2, well, the way that I calculate year 2 is by multiplying by 1.01 or 1.10. So.
Oh, you would multiply that 1.10.
Yeah, I think. So we're gonna see, but 80. I'm just gonna do 80 million times 1.10. So now I have 88 million. Maybe I'll just write out what is 80 million. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 80 million times 1.10 is 88 million. So we'll say 88. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 million. And then year 3, if it increases by 10% every year, then I multiply by 1.10. So 88 million times 1.10. So 96,800,000. So 96,800,000. But it's not asking how many I have in year 3. It's saying how many more cars in 3 than in 2. So that just means I take 96,800,000 and I subtract 88 million. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because it says how many more here than here.
Yeah.
So you're just subtracting. So this number minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I think that's one of the answers. 8,800,000.
8,800,000. Yeah. That's one of them.
So the key on this one, when it says increase by some percent, it just means put a 1 in front of it and then write the percent. So increase by 32%, that means you're going to use 1.32 and you'll multiply. If it said decrease, that's something else, and we'll get there when we get there because I don't want to say too much and make it confusing. Yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah, I did. I wrote that down too. But.
Cool. Yeah, increase by 10%, that means change it to 1.10.
Yeah.
Is it going to let you answer that one, or did you already click on one?
I had clicked it. It should let me. Sometimes it'll pop it back up because when it cuts out like that.
Well, we'll see.
It seems like that, you know. Yeah, so it didn't let me answer.
Okay. Cool. All right. Oh, geez. There's so much.
It was just pretty much money, right?
Andrew and Kate have $30 to spend on dinner, tax, and gratuity at Moe's restaurant. tax is 6%, and they give a 15% tip on the total bill after taxes. The dinner costs $21. Oh, and then tax is 6%, and then they add 15% to that. Okay, I see what they're doing. Yeah, this one's a okay. Let me try and figure it out, and then you can like pause it, and then I'll explain it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Um. It's the second. It's B. So click on that one, and then pause it, and then I'll explain it.
Okay.
All right. So they said the meal was $21, and then tax is 6%. So I just put plus 6%, and then after that, their total. So including tax, they also want to do 15 more percent. So what, like the way that we're doing this is like same wording, increase by 6%. That means you're going to multiply by 1.06, and an increase by 15% means you're going to multiply by 1.15. So another way to say increase by 6% is just to say 6% more. Those mean exactly the same thing. So 15% more. So all we're doing on this one is we're taking the original bill, and we want to pay 6% more because the tax is 6%. So the way we figure out that number is by taking this and multiplying it by 1.06. So 21 times 1.06, 22.26. This number is the meal plus the tax. And then after that, they want to pay a 15% tip. So that means they want to pay 15% more. So anytime you're trying to do 15% more or an increase by 15%, you multiply by 1.15. So 22.26 times 1.15 times 1.15 is 25,599. And if you round up, that'd be
25.59.
25. So it was this, but for money, you only keep 2 decimal places. So if I want to round to this one, I have to look at the one next to it. And if that's 5 or more, then you have to bump this one up. So the 9, you can't really bump it up anymore. You got to make it a 10 and then carry the 1. So this becomes a 10, and then you carry the 1, so it'd be 60. And then the 0 comes down. So the big thing here is 6% more just means 1.06 multiply. After you got the tax, which is that one, they want to pay 15% more after that. So take that and multiply it by 1.15, and then you get the total amount.
Cool. Makes sense.
Yeah, so I think that's the big thing that they're focusing on is an increase by this percent, or eventually maybe a decrease. We'll get to the decrease when they show it, but Increase just means put a 1 and then change the percent to the decimal and put that on there. Okay, so this is a little bit different. 25% off.
Oh, so this is going to be subtracting or dividing, or
Let's see. Yeah, it'll be something. It might. Well, there's two ways to do it, and I'm trying to think of which one's easier. I don't really know which one's easier, actually.
let me see. I remember when I would
Try
go,
whatever you would try.
Yeah, this one I would just okay.
Oh, the weird thing is also they're talking about how much she saves, which is
Oh, so it's not even.
yeah, it's
They don't
different
give
than
us
how
that.
much she actually needs to pay. So to get that, like if you figure out how much she actually needs to pay, then you would subtract the original cost from that, and then that's how much she saved. But okay, I think I
Which
know.
statement correctly summarizes for savings? Samantha also. Samantha will save 22.50 because she has. Yeah, so this one kind of, just doing the math, I subtracted the 25% off the 60. It would be leave me with 45.
Okay, how did you do that?
And then, just because, like the 100%,
Oh, okay,
the 100% at 60.
perfect. And then you subtracted it off.
Yeah, and then I think I just split it in half with the 50%.
Okay, perfect. And then what did you
So
get?
I got 22.50,
Okay, so that's how much
but
she
that's not what it's
paid.
acting, right?
Yeah, that's how much she paid. If the original price was 60, but she only paid 22.50, how much
So how
did
much
she
did she save
save?
off the, yeah.
So then you should just
So it'd be the
subtract.
37.50.
There you go. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So you just did take the 25%, and then since it's 25% off, whatever that 25% is, you subtract it, and then 50%. That's just the easy one you could do in your head,
Within that.
and then perfect. Perfect. Cool.
Cool.
Okay. This is like the other one that we did.
Yeah, so I got to figure out, just increase it by 40%, and then subtract, I
Yep.
guess, right?
Yep. So you do it, and then I'll do it also, and we'll check. Wait, how many more people were affected by the flu during the third week of January than during the first week? I thought it was during the second week.
Oh, me too. There were 3,000 flu cases during the first week of January. How many more people were infected by the flu during the third week of January than during the first week?
So you're doing the same thing except for you increase by 40, you do that 2 times, and then whatever you get for that, you subtract from the first week, which was 3,000. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It'll be 1,200, right?
Yep. So did you just get 40% of 3,000 and then add it to 3,000? And or did you do the 1.40?
The 1.40, like you said.
Yeah, cool.
And it gave me the 42.
Yeah, and then you did it one more time.
When I subtracted the 3,000, it freaking shot me down at the 1,200. I don't know if I did it wrong or wrong.
Wait a minute.
Right,
wait.
I mean, but
Let me see.
so okay. So I got the 3,000. I multiplied by 1.40,
Mm-hmm.
which equaled 42.
All right, and that means on the second week there are the 4,200 flu cases.
Okay, so I'd have to go again to 3.
Yeah.
I'd have to show the third week, right?
Yeah. So take that number and multiply it by 1.40.
I got 58.80.
Yeah, and then it's saying how many more people were affected by the flu during the third week. So the third week is 5,880. Then during the first week, so then you subtract off the 3,000. So minus 3,000. There we go.
No, I got the 28.80.
There we go. That's right.
Because the 1,200 was off.
Yeah, I don't know why. I must have done something.
It's all good. Good thing you would have seen me choose the answer.
Yeah.
I wonder.
This one's worded different.
So this one, since it's 180, that's just 180. There's no decimal, right? Or it still breaks down.
It's still, so to change the percent to a decimal, you still do the same thing except for now.
So it's gonna be 1.80, right?
Yeah. So like the first thing that I did before we started these problems was 5% of 52.7. You just change the 5% to a decimal, and then the of means multiply. So even though this is a weird percent, it's 180%, you still change it to a decimal and then multiply it because it's 180% of 40.
So the answer would be 72, right?
Yep. And I mean, 72 is more than 40, but that makes sense because 180% is more than 100%.
Yeah.
So one way to think about this one is a different way to think about it. For the 40 campers, you can consider that's 100%. And then this year's attendance was 180%. You could think of it as an 80% increase. And like the rule, if it's increased by 80%, you would multiply by 1.80, which is what we did anyway. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Cool. 110% of the original price. So same.
Well, these ones are pretty easy.
Yeah, same exact idea. I feel like they just throw decimals in there just to like, because now the numbers are like unrecognizable at like when you get an answer. You're like, should I have a decimal? Should I not have a decimal? I think that's why they put all the weird decimals in there.
Okay. So I got 315, so it should be 314, right? We
Yep.
round it off.
Yep. Not too bad. Not too bad.
Anything? I mean, yeah. I mean, I would have been lost if nobody explained it, or it's kind of even the YouTube guys. I don't know.
I think it's quicker when you're like able to talk with someone.
Yeah.
If Zoe orders a book from store Y, how much tax will she pay? All of them. Okay.
Okay.
So it wants just the tax. I see.
$144.
Yep.
But I got the decimal wrong. So all I did was I just put the $18, and then I divided by the point. I mean, I multiplied by point or 0.8. But it gave me 14.4.
Yeah. Okay. So here, let me show you. It's just I think you just needed one more zero. Because
I see. I just did the 0 point.
Yeah,
so
0.8. It should have been 0.08. So try it with the 0.08, and then it should be right because you got to move it over twice.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Cool. Okay. Oh. What? If Jamie, I feel like this one would be like how they show you in the video, whatever.
Yeah.
Like do it the same way that they showed. If Jamie wants to find 60% of 320, which table should he use?
This one, I wouldn't know what.
Okay, so this is a guess. In the first table, if there are 10 of those, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and they add up to 100%. So 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10, 10 times, that's going to be 100%. The second one, they all add up to 100%, but you can only get either 25% or the next one, 25 plus 25 would be 50%, which is not 60%. And then 25 plus 25 plus 25 would be 75%. And then the next would be 100%. So not the second one.
30%?
The third, you could get 60, but 30 plus 30 plus 30 doesn't equal 100.
Yeah.
It equals 90. So I think it's the first one. Oh, I see what they're doing. They're doing like 10%, because 10% is like an easy percent to do.
Yeah.
Like 10% of 320 would be 32, because you just divide it by 10. And so you write 32 in each one of those in the bottom squares. And then if you want 60%, you just do 32 plus 32 plus 32 all 6 times. And that would give you, I guess that's one way to do it.
That's every ways.
Taco sold 22 dinner specials. Next month, they released a new commercial and sold 250% of last month's dinners. All right, you try it, and then I'll try it too.
I got 55 just by doing the simple last thing.
Yep. So wait, what did you do then?
For this one, I just got to 22, and I multiplied by 2.50.
Perfect. Sweet.
So you were right with that one too. I don't know if you want to continue tomorrow, or it's up to you.
Yeah, would you be able to do it tomorrow?
Yeah. If you have time,
yeah. Sounds
not
good.
like I said. Sometimes if I don't have nothing to do, I just start watching videos.
Mm-hmm.
But some of those dudes, like I don't know. They're not. Some of them are Indian. It's hard to understand. Sometimes you'll find a good one. It's like, oh, okay, this guy makes sense, and he's teaching you the right way. But some guys, man.
So it's not even the same person the whole time. Like they just.
No, because I use YouTube.
I see. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, sometimes it's the same. Yeah. But I'm just doing it to try to learn and just do them to doing the pretest.
Right. All right, yeah, tomorrow is 8 o'clock, all right?
Yeah, that's fine.
And then if you continue on, good luck. But otherwise, I'll talk to you tomorrow, yeah?
Yeah, we'll get it tomorrow, yeah, for sure. Thanks, man.
All right, good night, dude.
Good night, dude.